All right, guys, I have the ultimate test for you right here. We got the ZVE-10. We got the DJI Pocket 3. Which one is the vlogging machine? Which one is the vlogging camera to have? Now, why compare these two? Well, as far as the camera goes, this is kind of one of the ones closest in price. The ZVE-10 is like $799, $699. You can get it used, you know, for less even than the price of the DJI Pocket 3. So, I mean, but you got to get a lens on it. So now you're going to be at $1,000. You put a good lens on there, you get the ZVE-10 and a good lens is $1,000. If you get the creator combo, the Pocket 3, you're talking $670. So it's going to be a little less and you got everything you need. You're ready to go out of the box. But is it worth it? Look at the image quality. You tell me which one is better. Now I have the DJI Pocket 3. It's in 24 frames per second. So is the ZVE-10. They're both 24 frames per second. I do have a 250 shutter speed on the ZVE-10 right now for the fact that I'm going to run this through Catalyst Browse. Because I'm going to show you right now what it looks like without Catalyst Browse. And it's unusable, as you can see. So from the rest of this video, I'm going to have Catalyst Browse on. So that's something you have to consider, right? You have to have a gimbal if you're going to vlog with the ZVE-10. You really do. It's just, it's going to be so shaky. It's just not right. So as of right now, I do not have the wide angle lens on. I just have active track enabled with the DJI Pocket 3. The ZVE-10, I got the 11mm 1.8 Sony on there. So we're going to run this image quality right here, 24 frames a second, right? You're seeing what this looks like right now. And we're going to test the 4K 60. Well, let's do the 4K 120 versus the ZVE-10 120 1080p and the 4K 120 on the DJI Pocket 3. So we're going to test that and see what that looks like. Now, how's the dynamic range? Look behind me. Now I got this in a normal color profile on the Pocket 3 and just basically auto on the ZVE-10. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to check this, kind of turning around, a little bit of panning. How's the background look? Which one has more distortion? Now this isn't the wide angle lens. So I'm going to go ahead and put the wide angle lens on and you can see what that looks like. All right guys, this is the wide angle lens now on the Pocket 3. How does that look? It's going to be a little more distortion probably on the edges, but it's supposed to be a little wider for vlogging needs and that. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to do the 120 frames per second and you see, you let me know which one you like better, HD on the ZVE-10 or 4K on the Big Daddy DJI Pocket 3. Okay guys, I took active track off just to check it out without active track on. I usually use it, that way it keeps you in the middle of the frame. Otherwise you can move it around and it just kind of does its own thing. But that's okay. We're going to see how without using active track, how the tracking is on my face. Is it staying in focus or is it not on the DJI Pocket 3? Seems to be. That was the problem with the Pocket 2, is it would kind of just go willy-nilly on the focus. It would kind of just lose you randomly from time to time. What about the ZVE-10 now? Now how's this looking, guys? Now I do have it on 200 shutter speed, like I said, because I got to run this through Catalyst Browse, guys. So if you don't have a decent computer, I mean, you be the judge. Pocket 3 might be the way to go. Now, if you're going to take some pictures, if you are half and half, you know, ZVE-10's a good buy, but man, you get everything you need with the creator combo. And yeah, $670 or whatever, it seems like a lot. And it is, but I mean, think about, you know, if you get into the digital camera world, right? If you get into the ZVE-10 world, any camera, even if you go with the cheaper R50 or whatever, you got to get lenses, right? And you just have to. Lenses is what really makes them pop. So, and if you're gonna do that, you're gonna invest at least $1,000. Plus, you still gotta buy mics, right? You still gotta get mics, and this one's got the built-in mic. This mic works awesome. You just turn it on, boom, connected. It's convenience. Yeah, you pay a little more for it, but it is what it is. So, how's that wide angle? Do I need the wide angle? This is wide angle. This is not. I think it looks good without it, honestly. That's the wide angle, so you can see a little bit more of the edges on that than the Pocket 3. But I'm gonna 11mm. I don't know. They're pretty close. They're pretty close. I think I don't need the wide angle on here. Honestly, I really don't think I do. Now, the ZVE-10's got the 11mm on it, so you're talking like a 16mm equivalent. This is 20, so it's probably going to be a little wider. It's probably going to be a little wider on the ZVE-10. So this is without the wide angle lens, again, and I'll pop it on again in a bit. Just want to kind of give some variety here. So what do you think of the 4K 120 and the 4K, or the HD 1080 on the 120 frames per second on the ZVE-10? Which one looks better? At the end of this video, I'm going to go through them, I'm going to look through the footage, and I'm going to give you my personal opinion, what I think. But guys, the ZVE-10 is an amazing camera. It really is. It is an amazing camera. And for the price that you pay, it's just a good deal, guys. It really is. And the auto, yeah, it's a few years old, but yeah, I'm waiting for the ZVE-20, baby. When that one comes out, yes, I'll pounce on that just because, man, this camera's great. And the DJI Pocket 3, for what you pay, so far has been pretty good. I've done vlogging with it. I've done doing some tasks, and I'm running some things, and it does seem to overexpose a bit. I had this on negative 0.3, I think. So it does a little overexposing and stuff, but you can adjust for that. And I don't have a D-Log on here yet, so I got to do some experimenting with that. But pretty much straight out of the camera with these bad boys, how do they look to you? I mean, before I look at the footage, I don't want to say too much because I know what the ZVE-10 looks like, right? You run it through Catalyst Browse and it's pretty solid. But that's why you need this extra wide lens, because you're going to crop in 10%, right? So you don't turn on active, you just run the shutter speed at 250, and you should be good to go with stabilization. Pocket 3, and you don't have to, it's got a gimbal. So just wanted to run a quick little few tests there and see what you thought. You let me know in the comments below. I mean, the Pocket 3, you could go with the creator combo, or you could go with the one under that just when you buy it. And you don't really need the battery pack. I mean, this thing charges literally. I'm telling you, you plug it in, you can watch it go tick, tick. I mean, it's fast. Up to 80%. By the time you're done eating or taking a quick little break, it'll be charged up, good enough for you to go. Like, it's fast. But battery pack's handy. It's cool. I don't think I'll really need it. Okay, I'm going to turn on active track again. You just double tap the screen on the face. And it says active track enabled, and that allows you to move in a camera, and that's one thing the ZVE-10 can't do, obviously. It doesn't have auto framing like the ZVE-1. But with auto framing, you also get a crop, right? So, on the ZVE-1 and all that. But I don't compare this to a full frame, though, right now, because I don't compare this to a full frame honestly, right now, because like the price, like, okay, if you're talking the $700 price range total, right, that's the lens, the wide angle lens, and the microphone, good to go right out of the box. Good to go right out of the box. I mean, you're ready to go. 670 bucks, and you are ready to go. Why is this clipping? And it is a little windy out here, guys. So I apologize if the wind... So from my test, though, it does really good. I'm headlong into the wind right now, so the sound is coming from the wireless mic on the DJI Pocket 3. It's really windy right now, so we'll see how this turns out. You know, some people were complaining about the Pocket 3 in the case, like, well, you know, with all these accessories, you don't have to bring all the accessories. You don't need the battery pack with you unless you're going to, if you're going for an hour, or leave the battery pack in your car or in your pocket. Like, literally, you can fit the microphone, you can fit the wide-angle lens and the Pocket 3, and if you don't need it on a tripod, then, or if you can, you do, it's fine. You just bring a little small one with you, or bring the one it comes with, and just put it in your pocket. It's this big, literally. It's like you can put the Osmo Pocket 3 with the wireless microphone in your pocket, and you're good to go. I mean, it's really, I don't think it's rocket science for myself, but I mean, it's no less pocketable than like a ZVE-10, which is less pocketable, you know. But you can, if you got like a winter coat or big pockets, you can put the ZVE-10 in it with 11 millimeter. You can do it. So it's a light setup. So what do you think, guys? Now, ultimately, the low light test is where it's at. Now, in low light, on a tripod, ZV-10 is gonna beat it out every time. But if you're walking around, that's where the gimbal's got the advantage, right? Because you're gonna get that. You can't really stabilize it because you got to have your shutter speed up to 250. So you're going to be way, you know, you're going to be way too dark, and it's just not going to work right. Versus when you can do your, 4K 24 with your 50 shutter speed, and no shakes. So even with catalyst browse, if it gets too dark and you don't have your shutter speed up high enough and stuff, it doesn't come out right. But we've got the wide angle lens on here, guys. We're running both at 4K. Now, obviously, get a little bit more blurred background probably with the ZVE-10 right now, even with that little 11 millimeter on there, just because it is what it is. It's running about 2.0, anywhere between 1.8 to 2.0 aperture. Closer you get, the more blurred background is going to be. But let me know what you think, guys. I'm going to review this footage, and I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to let you know what I thought. Let you know what I think, give you my thoughts on it. Which way is the best to go? If you got under $1,000 to spend, do you go with the ZV-10 or do you go with the Osmo Pocket 3? Stay tuned, find out. Okay, guys, quick little car shot here. Just seeing what it looks like. Wide angle lens on the Pocket 3. Got the wide angle lens on the Pocket 3 and the 11 millimeter on the Sony. How's this looking, guys? Let me get a little more sun in here. It seems like, yeah, it's definitely overexposing, but the screen is so much better. That's one thing about Sony. Come on. The ZVE-10, even the, ZVE-1's better, but it's like the screens, guys. Come on, Sony. Make like high def, crazy, awesome, amazing television screens. Like, what is this? The DJI Pocket 3, even though it's only got a 2-inch screen, is like way better. Just saying. So, but anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to go review this footage and let you know what I think. All right, guys, which one is the win? All right, guys, which one do you like better, the ZVE-10 or the DJI Pocket 3? I wrote some notes down because I really wanted to kind of touch base with the main points on what is good and what is bad with these two as far as which one's going to be better for your purpose. Now, the video quality on the Pocket 3 is great. I mean, for vlogging, if you're going to do probably more than 50% vlogging, I'd go with Pocket 3. In an ideal world, why not have both, right? But if you've got $1,000 or less to spend, and if you're going to put it on a tripod for the most 80% of the time, go with the ZVE-10. The problem is I didn't realize, when I was going through Catalyst Browse, man, I popped the DJI files in there, boom, had them uploaded, had them in the computer, had them ready to go, ready to edit, and it was still stabilizing the first clip out of 3 from the ZVE-10. And if you work it in your workflow, it's not so bad, but it was kind of a pain, like I realized, wow, that adds a lot more time. But as you can see in the video, once you do that, it looks amazing, right? So if you spend a little extra time to do it, it can save a lot of money, right? You don't need a gimbal, but you get really gimbal-like stable footage. So that's a plus. Now, I was mentioning the Pocket 3, like, if you're not going to use this tripod, you can just unclip this bad dog, right? And that's it, right? This little thing right here is it. You got the Pocket 3, right? You got the transmitter, the mic. It's all here, right? And you got the wide angle lens in there. So this is all you really need. And this thing charges, 16 minutes, boom, you're 80%. You're good to go. Yeah, you got the battery extension you can put on there. You got the little quarter dongle thing you can put on there. But you don't have to have that. You can just take this and put this in your pocket, guys. All right, so it is pocketable. I've heard some people say, well, it's not really much different. Well, it is. You can pocket this, okay? Or you can take even this off, and you can pocket this and pocket this. Just saying. And in other pocket, you can put your battery if you want it. Okay? So it is portable. It is pocketable. The ZVE-10, it is a little better quality, except for the 4K 120 on the Pocket 3 is actually better than the 1080 on the ZVE-10. So honestly, the 120 definitely is better on the Pocket 3. It just is, okay? And you can't do 4K 60 on the ZVE-10, so the 4K 60 is going to be better as well than the HD 60. So, but I mean, it is what it is. It works okay. It works fine. It is better on the Pocket 3. It just looks better. It just looks good. It looks nice. And the tracking was great, as you can see. The ZVE-10 lost focus for just a second on the 1080 120. But they both did good, but Pocket 3, I mean, hey, just wanted to check it out. It looks better. Also, the Pocket 3 works good as a webcam. It looks kind of like the ZVE-10. You plug it in, but it's a little easier with a Pocket 3. You plug it in, right, and you just click, you want to use a webcam or you want to transfer files, right? That's it. Easy peasy. Boom. You touch it on the screen, done. It's a little more of a process on that. You got to make sure you have the setting right or whatever, but you could put it onto a smart button and have it that way. But either way, they both work as webcam, so that's a plus. So this, I'm overheating on this. I don't know. I was gotten warm. One time I felt it get warm really is when I was plugging it in and supercharging it fast. But other than that, I don't think there's going to have any overheating problems with this at all. And I noticed when I put this through Catalyst Browse, even with 11 millimeter, after the 10% crop, if you put the wide angle on the Pocket 3, it's actually wider than even if you have 11 millimeter on the ZVE-10 if you use Catalyst Browse. So, I mean, if you can get it on the A6700 and get away with no crop, it'd be a little more similar. But so you actually get a wider angle if you use the 15 millimeter wide angle on there on the Pocket 3. You will get a little bit more viewing space. So just wanted to let you know that so you can keep that in mind too. So which one would I buy? If I only had $1,000, which one would I buy? Personally, I'd probably buy the ZVE-10, but it all depends on what you do. If you're not going to do more than 50% on a tripod, if you're going to do, say, 50% vlogging, 50%, that's tough because this is great. And you can use it in studio, right? But you get used to seeing the APS-C or the full frame on the ZVE-1 now, and it's hard to use anything else. But this does work. So this absolutely does work. You can use this on a tripod with lights, and I'll show you a quick little video of that. As you can see, I am using it right now. I'm using the DJI Pocket 3 as a studio cam in the house. So how does this look? Is this doable? I mean, if you got under 700, under 800 bucks, and that's the most I can spend, and I get it, dude. I get it. That's it. Buy this thing. I mean, you got people are using the ZVE-1 Mark II. That thing's more than this, and you get the mic and everything with it. You're ready to go. Everything out of the box, you're ready to go. You got everything you need. As you can see, I'm hand-holding this. So you ain't going to do that with the ZVE-1. It's going to all shaky. You have to put it in the catalyst browse. But if you're looking at closer to like a $1,200 range, then you could go with the other option I mentioned. But so this is what it looks like as a studio cam. What do you think about that? How does this look? Right? You can adjust it. You got D-Log. You got all that. It's at 10-bit. So you can adjust the colors and stuff. This is just straight off the camera, just to give you an idea. But that face tracking thing, that's another thing too, right? It's another thing. It's sweet. It works great. It'll follow you, and it works great, way better than Pocket 2. But you can see it works fine. It looks good, and it will get you by. And you'll have everything you need. You can even use this mic, so you don't need to buy anything else. So it will save you money. So if you're on a strict budget, like you got 800 bucks and that's it, this is your ticket, right? And then maybe you can save up and get yourself a tripod camera. That way you have both. One for on the go and B-roll and all that, gimbal shots. And then you got your just sitting on a tripod, face-to-face, YouTube, here we go. That's an option. You just buy one of these used, get a used lens. You don't have to get, an expensive lens. But you just get a cheaper lens and you put it on there. And you can get away with it for 800 bucks probably. If you find this used with the used lens, you can make it work. And then in low light, walking around, if you do a lot of that, if you do kind of like a dusk to dawn, like night vlog, this is the way you go. This is absolutely the way to go. And with the mic, it's awesome that you've heard it through the whole video except for now. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What would you choose? Man, if I'm just starting out, this thing would be a beast right here. It's hard to say. It really is, because it's like I don't want one of the other. I want both, right? So I'm fortunate. I have both, but for talking heads, man, it's hard to beat like a ZVE-10, right? But for everything else, I would pick this. And you can use it for, vlogging studio camera. You absolutely can. But all right. Let's finish this video out. I'm going to finish it right out on this. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a great day, and I appreciate you and your comments below. Leave them below. I'm interested in what you think is best. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong, man. It's according to your use case. You ain't going to go wrong with either one, but if you can do a lot of vlogging, I would seriously, it's going to save you so much time to get a Pocket 3. So, and it works good enough for YouTube. Talking head shot. It really does. All right, guys. You have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.